Hello and welcome to Flax at Duck Reach. Today I am coming to you from the edge of the Esk River in Cataract Gorge, Launceston. This is a historic bluestone property built by one of the original engineers from the Duck Reach power station, one of the very first hydroelectric power stations in the world and one of Australia's first. Tasmania's electricity is all hydro generated. We are a very hilly state. There are lots of mountains and we have a great source of water, lots of rivers, so we've tapped into that. Duck Reach was the original, very first hydroelectric power station in Tasmania. It's a very historic place, and this property was one of the original cottages that was built for and by the engineers of the power station. So when you come to stay at Flax, you're really going back in time and checking into something that is really quite historic and has a real story about this place. The property is perched at the top of this bluff with these cliffs, and it's really quite a dramatic sight. It's very private. There's a lot of wildlife here. I'm a big believer that when you go to a place that has had a history and there's a story there and there's something behind in that place, that you can feel it, and you very much feel that at Flax. I really like the fact that the new concrete pad and pathway up to the house has natural bluestone in it, which ties into the theme of the property being an original bluestone manor. These huge blocks of bluestone. They're not bricks, they're not a man-made brick and mortar. This is a natural rock that has been carved and stacked and made to build this house. So incredible craftsmanship, and the engineering and skill that went into building these cottages would have been immense. Immediately next to Flax there is another property, an original bluestone manor, and this was for the gentleman who was in charge of the power station. The engineers were in the cottage where Flax is, and that conjoins with other cottages, but the person that was in charge of the power station, he was quite special, so he got his own place which was separate and detached, and that has now fallen into ruin next to Flax, and it's actually really cool. The bluff surrounding the ruin is really steep and really dramatic, and it affords the most incredible views down over the Esk River. Okay, so let's get inside Flax. So you come up this beautiful driveway, beautiful bluestone pathway, enter through an original gate, and surrounding Flax is a really beautiful garden. It's very full of flowers, it's just very pretty. The original pathway is made of old brick, or a little bit mossy, so take care if you're walking here, especially if it's wet. Inside the property, you immediately step into the lounge and dining area. In here there are really high ceilings, so it's a very grand and has an amazing sense of spaciousness. Over the dining table there is a beautiful pendant light. Now this is actually 3 little birds sitting on this. Now these lights you can actually remove, so you can pick one of the birds up and the light switches off, and you can choose whether you have 1, 2 or 3 birds on there. So that's really cool. I've actually seen these lights online previously, so it was really cool to come and see a property that has this light installed. There is an original fireplace behind, which is now just decorative, it can't be used. A small writing desk and a beautiful window large enough to sit at to take in the views of the garden. The lounge is really comfortable. You've got a really large chase lounge, beautiful selection of books and coffee tables and lamps. The bathroom at the property is really contemporary and ties into that bluestone again. You've got this lovely shale grey tile throughout, glass shower with really large overhead rain style shower. There is a toilet and of course a basin in here which looks out to the courtyard garden behind the property. This is a 2-bedroom property. The second bedroom, it's a really comfortable space and guaranteed to have a great night's sleep whoever's in here. Inside the master bedroom is a queen size bed. It's just so sumptuous and cozy and decadent. The bed head above the bed is really interesting. This is actually a sideboard from one of the banks in Launceston from way back in the day, and it's been covered in fabric, and it's now the bed head of the bed at Flax. I love the hanging lights on either side of the bed, and the pillows and the throws and the blankets. It's just so comfortable and so cozy in here. There is a beautiful kitchen. It is very rustic, a lovely country kitchen. I really like this bench that sits in front of this little window. It's a great place to sit and have your coffee and breakfast and just hang out. The host provides some really nice amenities and inclusions with a stay at Flax. You have local, freshly ground and roasted coffee from a coffee roaster on the northwest coast up in Burnie. They provide muesli, fresh milk, a couple of nice little things for you to snack on while you're here, which is really generous. And they also provide pasta and a beautiful pasta sauce. So if you rock up here late at night and you haven't had dinner and you haven't had time to go to the shops and you just need a little something for dinner, there's some beautiful pasta and pasta sauce, and I cooked that up on the first night that I was here, and it was just so appreciated and a really nice touch. This is a historic property in a phenomenal location, and it really is a destination in itself. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.